you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're gonna get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, yeah, just vibe. Let it seep in. And understand, everything is vibration. Tina Clara Marie, beats by Bless Zone Now Music. What's cracking? Should I wear the head crown? Nah, we ain't wearing the crown. We ain't wearing it. It's always there though. Don't ever get that twisted. Yeah. Just let it seep in. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in the door too. And in doing so, understand this is not about ego. Oh no. This is about algorithm. It just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to say, at least we can get out to the next motherfucker who is. You hear me? Yeah, I know. Let that vibe hit you. How's everybody doing this afternoon, or this evening, or this morning, depending on where you are in the world? It's 12:39 in Narnia. Do you know what your motherfucking vibe is? Yo. Shit right there. Just let it seep in. If you haven't smiled yet today, now would be the perfect time to do so. Like right now. Can't find a smile for yourself, just allow me to be the smile on your face. Because at the end of the day, all I am is the smile on your face. All I am is the motherfucking pipe. Yeah. Okay, I almost said too much. We're going to take just a few minutes to let a few people trickle in, and then we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Now, today we are going to touch on the transits. We are going to elaborate on the aspects, but after that, we're going to talk a little bit about sex, sexuality, sinistry, intimacy, infidelity, insecurity, you know, that home day vibe. What's up, Marcel? Yeah. We with that today. We're gonna look at the 5th house too today. I've been on a 5th house theme today. So, we're gonna look at the 5th house today. See how that affects romance in different forms. So, just vibe. Love 12. The next great astrologer in this motherfucker. Just vibe. It's home day. We got the sun in Scorpio. We got the moon still in Gemini. As we are here in this live, we're gonna go through that energetic degree. So it's gonna get sexy. Guaranteed. Guaranteed motherfucking tea. Since I'm in all gray, let's slay. I ain't gonna be changing the filter the whole time, but we gonna stay here. Yeah. Bye. Don't get it twisted, I'm also in the gray sweats with no regrets. Swag surfing. Thank you. Miss Bless. Roosbeck said, cigarette, ED, marijuana. Yes, this cigar weed. It's gas. I'm gassed up. Yeah. Just let that vibe seep in. And say, you motherfucker. Hey, bruh. Let me help you out since we get started on that. I'm a motherfucker, shit. I ain't trying to motherfuck with nobody, shit. I'm just a good dude. You don't ever have to worry about seeing my motherfucking ass again. We are a vibe tribe. There are thousands of us. We are not thirsty for subscribers. We are here to help each other raise our vibration. It's not for everybody. If it's not for you, you could easily be banned, exiled, without a second thought. Then you can observe, but you will never be a part of this. Don't be one of those ones. Don't be one of those ones. All right. I don't know how I'm feeling about the hats today. Hat? No hat, y'all. Which one? We finna get to the other stuff. All right, hat. There we in it. Empress Adele, mother of John, you now tuned in with the dawn. Yeah, man. To repeat. Welcome to this noir vibe. Yeah. Let that vibe seep in. Where's everybody checking in from in the world? Yeah. I'm coming through from inside your wardrobe. But I ain't stuck in the closet. This is a wardrobe. We got the Venetian ferry coming from H-Town. Not H-Town, H-Town. You understand? Where it goes down at. Where they come down at. You understand? They come down in the H-Town.
Active by night? He going crazy.
Yeah. What's interesting is the producer that made this, his name is Active by Night, right? And Scorpio, Pisces, Gemini, those are the 3 signs that are way more active by night. Yes. That's the energy that carries a nocturnal signature. Yeah. We got Tina Clara Marie coming from North Carolina. North Carolina. You know, baby blue. Yeah. See, the beautiful thing about Narnia is everywhere. It's anywhere. You walk through your wardrobe into a place inside of yourself. I exist inside of you. I'm just hipping you to things inside of yourself. If you ever think, damn, he's fly. Yeah, you are. Yeah. That's the truth.
Active by night? He going crazy.
I need just a few more of y'all to hit that like button. As soon as I have as many likes as I have people in my chat, that's when we'll get started. All right. Those of you that are already initiated, you already know what this is. For those of you that aren't, just chill. We're gonna get to the other stuff here in a minute. All right. We talking sinistry, sexuality, sensuality, infidelity, insecurity, intimacy. Yeah. It's home day. And I'm gonna start it off in a minute by talking about the 5th house after I go through the transits. And that's gonna take about 30 minutes in its own self. So, we're gonna be here for a whole minute. Y'all ready to talk about it? Let me turn this down so we can talk about what's going on cosmically. So, we now have have the sun sitting at 9 degrees of Scorpio. So, everything is operating at extremes. Things are life or death, so it seems. It just hits a little deeper. The feelings are a little more intense. It's either nothing or everything. And everything always seems so much more fulfilling, doesn't it? That's like the laws of nature. You feel? So the sun is sitting conjunct to Mars, but opposite to Jupiter. So you have an abundance of desire, an abundance of energy, an abundance of feeling, an abundance of emotion, and it comes from a place that is not so familiar. It's not the same as Cancer emotion or Pisces emotion. It's not empathic expression. No. This is internal combustion. This is where you feel yourself start to erupt. Yeah. L. Nah, this is the real deal. Maybe if you paid attention when you were taking shrooms, you would be able to use that knowledge that you obtained for something productive. You hear me? Now, I'm not going to ban you yet because I don't know what you on yet. But make sure you stay on the right vibe. You hear me? I hear you. That's why I didn't say anything yet. I wasn't sure how you was coming. Ask everybody here. I love you, bro. I wouldn't have come, or sis, or whoever you are, I wouldn't have came at you any type of way. I would have just blocked you. That's how I get out. This is the Vibe Tribe for real. We're here to maintain a vibe for real. This is what we own every time. Now, welcome to the Vibe Tribe. You are now a part of the PrIcElEs family. We appreciate your presence. Now, with the sun opposite to Jupiter, though, you can overplay your hand. You can take it too far. You can do too much.
Okay,
when you push it to the extreme, sometimes you can get extreme results. You have to understand that. And you want it so bad that you can take it too far. That's kind of sexy in its own right. This is Scorpio and Taurus.
Okay, Rex.
Yeah. It's that easy to do, to overindulge. Yeah. And I'm encouraging you to do so. But hey, I'm not responsible. And I'm not saying I'm not responsible for you. I'm just not a responsible person. I'm a Pisces moon. I didn't get a little irritated with you. I just don't play any games. You can't do the reverse psychology at all. You good still. I'm still allowing you to make it. You see how I smile when I said all that? I just don't play any games.
Okay, Rex.
I'm a playful person, but I just don't play any games. I have a vibe to maintain. Pay attention to what Heather's trying to tell you. When there are thousands of people that come in and out of these chats, every time we go live, there's somebody that comes in on some bullshit, saying some dumb shit. So with me, I'm very aware of that. In order to keep the vibe in a healthy place, I am just the type of person that as soon as something seems the smallest bit off, I'm just blocking you. It has nothing to do with you personally, because I don't know you personally. I don't care enough. I'm way deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. But before I could allow you to irritate me, I would just block you. You get what I'm saying? It's not about being irritated. It's to keep there from being irritation. Before you could disrupt anybody's peace, I would just separate you from the equation. Kari Phoenix, I seen your payments. I appreciate the love. I got you. Well, not your, you know, of course not donations, but I seen you order the readings. I see your orders, both of your orders that just came through. Both of your payments just came through. I will send you a confirmation as soon as we get done. I don't know if you're watching this, but I got you. But hey, this is my tribe, bro. I'm the chief. It's all love. I don't even know, you know, I don't want to address you the wrong way, sis, if you're that way. But we've already explained it too much. We were already in a different vibe. So you good. You dig? Just smile. We love you. It's cool. Nobody's irritated. If anybody was irritated, you wouldn't exist here. But it's not just you. So don't take that personally. It's anybody. It's anybody. This is just a space that we've created. That's what it is. And sometimes you just gotta let Capricorn be a Capricorn. For instance, my lady, she's a sun in Capricorn right now. She texts me, "Oh, I didn't take anything out for dinner." That's not me. Here, let me go ahead and help you out. I got you. I got you though all the way. You ain't got to worry about us being mean to you anymore. If that was mean, then what I just did was fucking cruel. You, this ain't for you. We love you. This just ain't for you. All right. There's the soul group. There's all kinds of stuff, but this is a vibe tribe. Just to make it simple, we have a vibe to maintain. There are thousands of us, but we are not thirsty for subscribers. We are here to help each other raise each other's vibration. If there's anything off about the vibe, you will be dismissed, banished. I'm talking exiled. You may observe, but you will never be a part of. Change your name, come with a different vibration, because changing your name will do so, and then you'll be welcome again. See, that's the trick. It's not like you're banned forever. You see people come back talking shit sometimes until you ban them again, and then they just give up on that. But there's also some people that, hey, you know what? I'm gonna come back on something else. See, in numerology, there's a signature number. And if you sign your name a different way on a different document, you can reap the benefit of a different signature. That's why when I do a numerology reading, I ask you if you sign your name differently than the way that your name is spelled from when you were born. A lot of people get spooked by that. They think I'm some type of police or something. But no, or I'm trying to scam them. I'm trying to figure out how you sign your name. It's like, they're like, or do you need an e-signature for something? I'm like, no, I don't need an e-signature. I need to know if you go by a different name. Or if you sign, when you sign your name, is it different? And you could actually switch that up. You sign your name, or you give a different name to reap the benefit of a different energy. You can do something to reflect the two to make it more harmonious. You can do something to reflect the one to make yourself more empowered. You could do something with the three to help your creative, you know, to push along with your, there's all kinds of ways. And so that's just a little something I'm gonna hit you to. Now we all back to regular schedule programming. By the way, man, I still can't thank everybody. Kari, you coming through? Like when I asked for my books to be filled and I got on my shit, my books got filled for real. For real. For real, for real. But anyway, back to what I was saying. It's not personal. It is a Mars and Capricorn thing. But it also has to do with Capricorn energy in its own right. Just don't play. I'm just not going to play around with you. We cool, we playful, but at the end of the day, I'm disciplined. And I'm going to maintain my disciplined nature. It's like I said, it's like my lady. She just texted me and said, oh, well, I didn't pull anything out for dinner tonight. And money been good, business been good and shit for her and me. You know, she got a nice little sum of money here recently. And so I was just like, hey, man, I don't know why you sweating it. We got money. We can just order takeout or go out somewhere. You know, we good. And the Capricorn, her immediately reprimanded me. She's like, it don't matter if we fucking got money. We like, that's fucking stupid. Don't be fucking stupid. We can eat something at home. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She immediately checked me with that shit. We could eat something at home. It, like, you have to be disciplined. You have, like, you can't play, like, you just can't allow for any. But then at the end, she's just like, but we didn't take anything out tonight, so it is good. So I just laughed at her. But at the same time, that's the same way I am when I put my foot down about certain things. Like, when I put my foot down about certain things, I just don't play about that. And you should be like that too. It's good to see somebody that actually has a Pisces moon and has boundaries. Tiara is one of those individuals that's also like that. I'm not going to tell our business, but she didn't have to check me before in us doing business with each other. Like, that's just how it is. Sometimes when you got that in you, that's why you are able to succeed and you're able to have leadership abilities with people. That's just what it is. And motherfuckers either gonna respect it or check it. That's the trio. Now, back to what we was doing. Because the moon now sits at 28 degrees of Gemini, but here in just 30 minutes or so, it's going to transverse to that energetic degree of Gemini. So your energy can feel real scattered with this being Gemini. For people that have like a late degree mutable rising, like this is going to affect them big time. Or sun, it's going to affect them big time. Or moon, it's going to affect them big time. Your energy is going to feel a little bit more scattered than usual. You might just feel more nervous or excitable even in some cases. Like this on your midheaven, you might feel more excitable or more sociable. You might feel like talking more when you usually don't even get out like that. You might feel like, your energy is a lot more eclectic or effervescent right now. But whatever it is, there is going to be an abundance of frenetic energy. And for some people that are comfortable with that mutable energy like that, it'll be cool. For other people, it's going to make them scatter, make them feel all over the place. Possibly irritable. So, that's what that is with that. Now, as the moon keeps evolving through its journey, and I say evolving for a reason because the moon kind of goes through the zodiac in those cycles. You know, the moon is very cyclical. And so, let me turn it down just a little bit more. That's a little too loud. And so, with the moon Going now into Cancer, what happens now is the moon comes into a trine with Saturn. Saturn being at 0 degrees of Pisces. So what that could do right there is, through it being nostalgia or thinking, it just brings up some feelings and some insecurities for a little bit. You can see some insecurities, or just some more emotional, deeply and heavy emotion, especially, stuff come up for you. Whether you're thinking about the past, or you just catch yourself for a little bit, just a lot more sensitive. And that right there can create some insecurities. And so just processing that will help you out. It'll help you out. It's not like it's going to give you some huge blessing. It's just the moon. And I'm not saying the moon isn't important, but the moon moves so quickly that this is just going to be a little bit that some people are going to be feeling this, especially those people who have those early degree Pisces placements like myself, and or people who have those early degree Cancer placements like myself, or Scorpio placements like myself. And so that stuff right there, it could, really affect you emotionally, fundamentally. So that brings us to Mercury. Mercury is sitting at 16 degrees of Scorpio. Mercury is still conjunct to Mars. So, them thoughts, they're very probing. They're very emotionally oriented, whether people convey that openly or not. They're going to try their best to hide it, and a lot of people are going to be good at doing so. But people are going to be very, very emotional in their own way. They just have this austere quality where they can keep it under control, or kind of keep it hidden. There is an element of self-control, but there is an uncontrollable amount of desire out here. People want things. People feel things. Even hate. Even resentment. You play with somebody, you fuck them over right now, this is going to be a problem. Might not be immediate, but it's going to be a problem. Probably the worst problem than you ever could anticipate it. That's the truth. People... Hey, speaking of which, Avatar, I mean to text you, but I want you to know, bro, I want you to text me, because if you really just ain't with wanting to do that yet and feature, which you still can, you could also choose to just get a free reading for yourself or somebody. A completely free reading. Hold on. I hear somebody at my door. This is my neighbor's door. Not mine. Sorry. But you just let me know, bro. Because if you still want to do the thing, we can do the thing. But if you also just want that, you can do that too. I want to do whatever you're comfortable with. You are our featured member. You are the motherfucking crown prince of the motherfucking Vibe Tribal Council. And you've been riding with me since day one too. You done changed your name a whole bunch of times, but you've been one of the people that been riding with me since 2020. So okay, we'll talk about it later then. We'll get to it. But yeah, you've been riding with me, Caleb, and I'm very appreciative of that. I don't know if I saw you here yesterday, but you fam. Now back to the motherfucking transits. We're not getting on the gushy shit. You know. With Mercury conjunct to Mars, there's this peevish probing that's going on behind the scenes. This is Scorpio. People are moving and thinking with intent. Do you understand what I mean by that? That means they're not just thinking about it. They're putting plans into action. People are plotting. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, but it's the truth. Motherfuckers out here plotting. Ladies, this Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio, I guarantee there's somebody out there plotting on that pussy. And if you're offended by me saying that, it's okay. These sorry ass dudes, they'll get theirs too. I have my son in the 9th house. I talk brassly. Sorry. Fellas, people know you lying. They know you lying. But let me also say, this is a very, very investigative time. This is a very, 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 very sexy time. It could just be so intense and passionate. We got a Scorpio stellium with the Sun, Mercury, and Mars. Yeah. You better be careful because these ladies out here putting boys' names in jars. Don't have yourself being put in a jar, my bro. That's how they doing us these days. They ain't just cheating back on you. They putting you in a jar, my bro. If you don't know what I'm talking about witchcraft. Yeah. But more than anything, thoughts are more intense, more assertive. They're more intensely expressed, but it's Scorpio. It's not going to be offensive. It can be intense without being offensive. Offensive wouldn't get anything accomplished. No, there's a sense of manipulation here. It's deeper than what it seems on the surface. See, you could be on an ocean or even on a lake, a particularly deep ocean or lake, and the water could seem calm on the surface, but there's something called undertow. That's Scorpio energy. That shit that's below the surface that drags motherfuckers down. I've witnessed someone drowning and it wasn't fun. But let me also say that they don't just flop on the surface. They go down. They go down. As that fills up with water, they go down. It comes back up eventually. I've been on a lake where sometime when somebody was just on the surface and they went down under the water and they didn't come back up. It wasn't because they were flopping around and couldn't swim. That's the truth. So you do have to be careful with Mercury conjunct to Mars because those thoughts are so intense. There is so much intent behind those thoughts that when it goes deep, sometimes you might get into some shit that you can't come back from. It could get obsessive, compulsive, deadly, dangerous, toxic, chaotic. You can make that happen in your life. It starts in the mind and it comes out through your actions. You got to be careful when you're thinking with intent. They're not pondering, they're plotting. Do I hear you? People are not pondering, they're plotting. I need a few more of y'all to hit that like button for me, though. All right. You tuned in with the trio. People at work could be plotting on you. And I don't want to make you nervous. I want to make you aware. I appreciate the love, Tiara. You already know that's big respect. Big, big, big respect. Y'all already know if you're going to put it on it, I prefer the Cash App, though. YouTube going to take 40% of everything. They need theirs. They need theirs, but I need mine. This is the platform, but I'm the performer. You hear me? Yeah. When you fucking with a venue, it's either the entertainment or the menu. I'm gonna feed you with the knowledge. You hear me? I'll talk fly to you, but I won't ever lie to you. That's just that Gemini moon. But I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I got the moon on my part of fortune. Sextile, my north node. So I'm just here keeping it real like I do, helping you. All right. Appreciate the love though, for real, Tiara. Now, let's talk about Venus, because Venus doing a little thing in its own right. I like that vibe. Hold on, let me turn it up. Start that over right there. Now, Venus is sitting at 22 degrees of Virgo. So, it's a good day. I ain't putting your business out there, but Tiara, this is a good day for you since you are putting big money in the chat. This is sextile your Venus. Yeah. It's a good day for romance. It's a good day for connecting with those karmic ties. And everybody already that didn't catch the Sinistry Symposium should always go back and watch the Sinistry Symposium. Because that can tell you a lot. There's some stuff that I couldn't get to. There's so much complexity that I couldn't get to, but that'll tell you a lot. So y'all should go watch the Sinistry Symposium, the Saturday Sinistry Symposium from a few weeks back. I don't know if it's still up, but if it is still up, go check it out. Now, Venus at 22 degrees of Virgo. It's not very affectionate. I'm gonna be honest. It's not the most loving. But what it is there. What it is reliable. What it is real. That's something that's rare. Yeah. Some people are good like that. But when you're good like that, people can get enamored with what you do. Forget how special you are. They can expect. Now, speaking of expect, when Venus in Virgo, people expect perfection, and that's just not possible. So that leads to disappointment. So sometimes that disappointment can lead to the avoidance of all intimacy. You can find yourself being pickier than ever. You like what you like, and you don't like that bullshit. You like what you like, and that motherfucker there is just weird. You like what you like, and that dude just don't cut it. You like what you like, and man, her feet kind of fucked up. You like what you like. You feel me? That gets in the way of love. What you like gets in the way of love. See, Venus is exalted in Pisces because what you like doesn't get in the way of love, because love is what matters above all else. This is unconditional. I don't like you no more. I don't respect you. You don't respect me. But I still love you. I still do anything for you. That's the truth. That be Venus in Pisces. Venus in Virgo is like, man, I don't like you. I don't love you. I'll help you. But it's because I help people. You hear me? It's very interesting in its own right. It's quite interesting in its own right. Now, Venus is still trying to Uranus, but it's opposite to Neptune, and it's going to be opposite to Neptune for the next week. So that's where it gets interesting, because Venus is trying to Uranus, so people are going to be possibly having a little bit different taste than they usually would. That's the truth. But you also have to consider this being Virgo and Taurus. So that could also not be the case. You could actually see people just doing what they normally do and being into whatever they're normally into, and actually ended up having a unique experience from that, with Venus trying to Uranus in Taurus, with Venus in Virgo trying to Uranus in Taurus. And this is just for maybe 2 more days. I could see that happening, where you're really just sticking to what you like, staying to that standard, and that actually opening up a unique opportunity for enjoyment, pleasure, peace, prosperity, fun, sex. Or you could also see somebody finding something new that they're into. And that right there, and it could be the smallest thing. This is Virgo and Taurus. It could be the smallest thing. Somebody can find the smallest thing, like, damn, you know what? I really do kind of like that. They can figure that out about themselves, which opens up their avenue with relationships with other people. See, that's a trine. That's a natural process. That's what a trine is a natural process. You see somebody, and Virgo is a thought process, right? Something small. Like, you know what? I do like this about this person. Or, you know what? I do like that. That is kind of sexy. They can pick up on something about you. You could pick up on something about somebody else with Venus trying to Uranus. Right? And you could be like, you know what? That motherfucker is kind of fly. You know what? I do like that shit. And all of a sudden, you have something unique that develops from that. You hear me? That's what's beautiful. But Venus is also opposite to Neptune in Pisces. So that shit ain't real. You fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. Whatever it is, that shit ain't real. It's a moment. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't fool yourself. You can enjoy yourself, but you can't fool yourself. That's the truth. Don't be fooled. Don't be a gullible fuck. It's real easy to do. Just like that. It's a cruel, cruel, cruel game these cosmos be playing. Yeah. You thought shit was gonna be fun? It probably is. You thought it was gonna be easy? It ain't. Nah. It's funny. It's funny because I'm not susceptible to that bullshit. I'm not in the dating game. I know it's not funny for some of y'all. But I'm laughing at you. I'm just being real. I'm laughing at you. But yeah. I'm laughing at you. I don't envy you. But now I'm talking shit for ground jinx myself. So let me hush. But that brings us to Mars. Mars is at 14 degrees of Scorpio, and this is desire. It's volcanic, insatiable desire. I'm talking people's desire nature is going to be strong, strong. Incorruptible. Highly eruptible. Focus is going to be undisruptible. Energy is going to be unrelenting. Self-generating. You're going to surprise yourself at some point with Mars and Scorpio. That damn, I didn't know I had this in me. I didn't know I had this much in me. Where did this come from? I'm going to tell you where it came from. Deep inside of you. That's where Scorpio resides. The good and the bad. Deep, deep, deep inside of you. Where obsession lives. Where desire lives. Where compulsion combs the catacombs. Yeah. It's all there. It's all there. That's the truth. But this energy, it's also dangerous because it's ruthless. When I say it's unrelenting, that means it's also ruthless. That means the anger right now that people have inside of them is very volatile. It's unrest. You might find that you have a sleepless mind in your soul. Think about that. Now, I do have a way with words, don't I? Sometimes I blow my own mind. I blow my own mind. Like, bro, how did you say that shit? Like, you said some shit. It's probably because I'm channeling. I mean, that's what somebody else would tell you. Or it could just be that I'm just that fly. You know. Because if I was freestyle rapping, I wouldn't be saying I'm channeling. But, like, there's something there that just knows. It's crazy sometimes. And maybe it is channeling, you just don't know. But, I say the fly is shit. Now, that right there, that's going to bring us to the fact that Mars is still opposite to Jupiter. So this tells me that people are, they're taking it too far. They're taking it too far. They're gambling too many times. They're going to the well too many times. You're going to end up losing doing that. And when you lose way more than what you were so focused on trying to obtain or control even. Be careful. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Now, Jupiter is retrograde at 10 degrees of Taurus, retrograde until December 31st, so the rest of the year. That just means don't be lazy, don't get too complacent. Don't be lazy. Like, this right here means, just because we said be patient don't mean stop. It means enjoying doesn't mean overindulging. Hedonism is fine until it fucks up your health and your life. Patience is fine till you're waiting for an opportunity that never comes. You also have to be focused on progress. People tend to forget that. People can start expecting things. When people expect things, then it's just not worth the same. Now, Saturn, 0 degrees of Pisces. Saturn is coming out of retrograde on Saturday. We have 3 more days of Saturn retrograde, and then Saturn will station direct. And then Saturn will begin its journey back through Pisces. I feel like I started feeling it today. Maybe just because I'm scared. But I'm like, man, I feel like I started feeling that shit again today, man. But it is what it is. We will deal with it as it develops. That's all you can do. But yeah. Saturn has station direct again. And or will station direct again. And that means, regardless of whether you've dealt with the emotion or not, life is fixing to get crucial again. Life is going to get crucial again. How you handle it now tells how far you've come, how much you've emotionally progressed. You'll be all right. It's guaranteed. I promise you. You have no choice to be. You just have to learn how to deal with the fear, deal with the emotion. That's the truth. That's for real. We'll see though. I'll see you on the other side. I'm gonna ride it out with you. But it's also because I need you. Because I'm scared to be by myself. See, that's Saturn in Pisces. I'm riding with you, but it's not because I'm just that down for you. It's because I'm scared to be by myself and I need you just as much as you need me. I've been down this road before and I'm scared. For real. Now, I like that right there. That's jamming. That brings us to Uranus. Uranus is at 21 degrees of Taurus. You need to be taking personal inventory. You won't be able to get comfortable. Nah. Not in this environment. Not in this economy. You ain't gonna be able to get comfortable because so much stuff is gonna happen that's influencing it. So you have to find a stable place to operate from inside of yourself that allows you to be okay and calm and cool regardless of the external bullshit that is transpiring. And some people, that is a financial place. It's like, man, I need to have, for me to know I'm okay, I need to have this much because, you know, this puts me in a place where at least I have some wiggle room. For some people, it's a place of self-esteem inside of their self emotionally. For other people, it's a mental health space. For some people, it's a relationship space. It just all depends. It all depends. Now, Neptune. Neptune is still retrograde until December 4th at 25 degrees of Pisces. And oh, man. Neptune here. Neptune right here at 25 degrees of Pisces. What this tells me, first of all, and I'm not looking at degree theory, I'm just talking about the evolution of this energy, is that a lot of people, they want to be fooled. They want to be distracted. They're scared of their purpose. They're scared of their true gifts. They'd rather be caught up in the culture. There's nothing more they want than to be trending. They trade spiritual purpose any day of the week for popularity. Some of you have. Popularity is a facade. It fades. It fluctuates. It's a fog. No. Purpose resides within. Purpose gives you something real. That's real. Move purposefully. Now, Pluto. Pluto is at 28 degrees of Capricorn. So, with Pluto at 28 degrees of Capricorn, man, just understand we're in this, and we're coming to that anoretic, you know, within about a month or so. So people are tired of the same old shit. People don't trust the government. People don't trust the powers that be. People don't trust their job, their parents. They're like, there's just so much going on. Like, how can you? How fucking can you? And that makes fear come inside of you and stress. It forces you to want to make changes. Forces you to grow up. It forces you to grow up. With Pluto here, with the times we're in, it's going to force you to either be more disciplined with Capricorn energy or be destroyed. You ain't going to have it. That's the truth. Be more disciplined or be destroyed. Stress doesn't even serve you. What the fuck you gonna do with stress? It don't work. Make the changes so you're not so stressed. If you're still stressed, you ain't made enough changes. Keep working, keep grinding. Let that discontent make you better. That's Pluto in Capricorn, but it starts inside of you. There's the whole motherfucking concept that people miss. Capricorn does look for external validation and external recognition. That's why it's always competing, comparing. That's why people can be discontented or disenchanted. They see the way other people are living, or the way the way things are going elsewhere. It makes them discontent with their own life, discontent with their own relationship, discontent with their own job. Some people even discontented with their own children. Forces people to be more disciplined, be more strict. But sometimes that's not even going to help. You got to give yourself a break. But you have to find what doesn't serve you inside of you and work on that. That takes discipline. I don't think you heard me though. I just told you some real shit. That was a gem without a stem. Huh? Hit that like button for me. Now, I think that's everything with the transits. In the numerology of the day, we are in that one vibration. Not only is it the first, but we are all the way in the one vibration. If we need to count it out, let's look at it. 11. You never simplify an 11 in numerology. This always tells y'all how to count it. And you don't go all the way across. There is people that use that method. And that's fine. But you have to use this method and that method to get the true number. If you're using that method. So you would say 11, that's the month. You don't simplify it to anything else. So you just leave that alone. All right? 11, and then the date is the first. So that's a 1. There's nothing to simplify there. You leave it alone. Then 2023 is a 7. 2 plus 2 plus 3, 7. All right? And so you don't just add all the way across. What you do is take those, the date, you add, the month, add, and the year, you add. And then you simplify from there, and then you add across. So it's 11, 1, 7. So 11 plus 1 is 12, plus 7 is 19. A 19, you combine the 1 and the 9, that makes a 10 or a 1. But the 0 adds a pure expression to it and free will to it from the 10. The 10 is karmic in its own right in numerology. And so looking at the 1, and this also being the first, this is a new beginning. This really is a day where you can change your fucking destiny. It sounds cliche. It sounds fucking, stereotypical, but it ain't. Today is about empowering yourself, developing yourself, worrying about you. That don't mean you can't help other people. That don't mean you can't be loving in your relationships, but it does mean doing what you want for once. Doing what you want for once could also help you get a lot more of what you need. People forget that. People are really focused on what they're supposed to be doing or what people expect of them instead of what they want to be doing. What do you want? I'm not even asking what you need. What the fuck do you want for you? Get it. Earthshaker, whatever you want for you, go get it. Queen Key, whatever you want for you, get that shit. Tiara, I know what you want. You know what you want. It ain't nothing to it but to do it. Do it. Today is the day. Heather, do what you want. Not what your husband expects. Not what's best for the business. None of that shit. Do what you want. Fulfill your desire. Seriously. Watkins Cat House. Do what the fuck you want. Not what's gonna get back at your ex. Not what's gonna satisfy your family. Not. Do what the fuck you want to do today. The problem is what you want to do is get back at your ex. With that Scorpio energy. That Capricorn. That is what you want to do. I said do what you want to do. It's not about, but no, that is what you want to do. Exactly. What you really want to do is get back at your ex. Shit, you gotta be fucked up. Oh, I already know. That's why I'm the best at what I do. I figured. But yeah, man, we're in that one vibration. It's not just about new beginnings, but it's about you. The one is about you, not everybody else, you. I mean, really, all of the numbers are about me, but the one is about you, too. Yeah, you. Now, I think we can get to the sinistry and SyXuAliTy symposium. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the 5th house, but it's not just like a long topic, y'all. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the differences in the 5th house and the 8th house, and the 7th house. And then from there, the floor is already open. Y'all can ask any questions about sinistry, relationships, intimacy, all of that shit. Sex. That's what we own today. It's hump day. Let's keep it jumping. I'm talking jumping. Yeah. Now, when we're talking about sex and relationships, you're going to have to look at the 5th house, the 7th house, and the 8th house. All right. Then you can also kind of look at the 12th house. There is a little something going on in the 12th house, but that's like some secret shit. You know, you like have a secret crush, or you could have some some shit going on that really ain't nobody else's business. That doesn't mean you have to be cheating either. People look at the 12th house and they think, oh, you got to be cheating. It doesn't have to be cheating. The 12th house can also just be some shit that ain't everybody else's business. The 8th house too, but really the 12th house is where that is. It's hidden. For whatever reason, it can't be everybody else's business. It doesn't have to be because they're cheating or because they're hiding. It could be because people's jobs. It could be, it could be because, I mean, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Family expectations. It could be because they're just not comfortable with their stuff being in the open like that. Or one person is not comfortable. Really, when you see the 12th house, that means one person is more comfortable than the other person, unless they're both contained within that 12th house sinistry between them or something. But yeah. Unless it's two people that are reflecting each other's 12th, that's something else. Now, the 8th house, people are going to say, well, the 8th house rules sex, death, intimacy. I mean, sex, death, other people's money. But what I meant to say is intimacy is the 8th. That's not just sex. Sex is really the 5th. Sex is the 5th. Intimacy is the 8th. Orgasm is ruled by the 8th. But that does not mean that you can't come anywhere. Believe me, I was a teenage boy once. I came all over the house. In every house. But all bullshit to the side. Without all the jokes. The 8th house is for those intense, transformative experiences. I'm talking about where it's just deeper than sex. Where that shit means something. It doesn't mean that y'all have to be married, but when that connection means something, where it gives birth to something, even where it changes something in you. You know, those experiences. It happens all the time. I happen to be a really emotional person, and so most of the experiences I had were transformative in some way. I struggle with intimacy. But it's like something changed in me every time. Every time. But the 8th house is also where kinks and taboos live. Doesn't mean you can't get freaky in the 5th. Because, oh, believe you can. But I'm talking about S&M and all that type, or BDSM. All that type shit. That's 8th house stuff. Stuff that has pain involved. And intensity. And experience. Something that changed you. Even if somebody inflicted pain on you. A whelp is a transformation. A scratch. A scar. That's a transformation, whether you know that or not. I'm teaching you something. Learn. Now, there is a certain sensuality that comes in the 2nd house. But that's just not sex. That's sensuality. There is a certain sensuality contained within the 2nd house. Now, the 5th house is dating, fun, just sex. I know I play about it a lot, but that's where you get your hoeing done, is in the 5th. You get your hoeing done in the 5th. You find talents, not hidden talents, but certain talents, gifts really in the 5th. Gifts in the 5th, talents in the 2nd, but gifts in the 5th. Your natural gifts. Mine Pisces, obvious. Look what we do here. Look at the music. Aquarius and Pisces, really. Aquarius rules my 5th, but I have my Pisces moon there. So looking at that, look at this. I'm an astrologer. That's one of the things I do naturally. I mean, I've studied and put years in, which we've obviously seen, but with this right here, it's also one of my gifts. People tell me all the time, hey, this is your gift. I'm into astrology. I love astrology. I study astrology, but that's your gift, bro. And it is. It is. I'm gifted with music. I just understand it. I'm gifted in acting. I just understand it because I don't act. I become. I have a stage presence. Whether I'm an introvert or an extrovert, which I'm an introvert. I'm very right there on that line, but I'm definitely an introvert. I also have a lot of stage presence and all of that. But we're not here to talk about that. What we're looking at is the relational aspect. So in the 5th house, that's where you do your casual stuff. Casual stuff. It doesn't just have to be one night stands, because sometimes it's not a one night stand you're having with somebody. What y'all have is a casual connection. It's not just friends with benefits, because y'all ain't friends. Y'all have a casual connection. Y'all fuck around every now and then. Y'all hook up. There might even be some feelings, but it's not complicated. Y'all fuck each other. Back in the day, when I was in college, I had a friend of mine that was also in college. She was dating one of my roommates, and she actually became one of our roommates because she was dating our roommate, so she basically just lived there. She wasn't supposed to live there, but she lived there in our house that we had. And so when we was all there or whatever, she had a homegirl. She's from Michigan. And so she had a homegirl that came and visited from Michigan. Well, when she came and visited from Michigan, all of the dudes that stayed in our house, and there was 4 dudes that stayed in our house. Me, Jonathan, who is the quarterback of the football team at our college, Lucky, who is like he's a military guy now, but he's an emo dude then, and he's a baseball player. Also, he has a college scholarship for baseball. And then Carl, another football player. Lucky's a Cancer, Carl's a Taurus, Jonathan's a Capricorn, the quarterback of the football team, and then of course me. And so we all stayed there in this little house, that we rented together. By campus. It was a dude's grandma. It was Jonathan's grandma's house, but we rented it right by campus or whatever. But she would come. But all that's beside the fact. Let me get to what I was saying. And I almost forgot the whole point. But she had her little friend that would come, but all the guys would be on her, but I didn't pay too much attention to her. So she ended up liking me. So we ended up having a little thing. But she lived in Michigan. And she wasn't moving to Texas. No matter what, she was not moving to Texas, ever. That's just what it was. And right off the rip, her being attracted to me being attracted to her, she lived a different lifestyle. She didn't really know me. I didn't know her. We were in college. We were just a little fun thing. Like, it's just when she came down there, once we messed around that first time, that's who she felt comfortable fucking around with. And she, like, we had a little thing for a year or two there, to where every time, what's up, Wolverine? I appreciate it. Every time she came to Texas, we would have a sexual exchange. So it wasn't no fucked up, complicated energy. Like, even when we were doing it, it was very intimate, and it was very loving. Hey, we might even say I love you, and we might even say all kinds of crazy shit to each other while we were doing it. Like, oh, we're gonna do this forever, we're gonna be together. We might even say that on the weekend, but when the weekend was over, The delusion, maybe it's because we're both Pisces moons. She was too. Like the delusion was over. Like that shit was over. Like she went back to her house. Like we didn't even speak on that shit. Even the shit we said when we were together. Like we never even spoke on that shit beyond that shit. Like we would say all kinds of crazy shit to each other. Like, oh, I love you, ooh, but that shit was never real. We never even thought that shit was real. There never was like, no matter what we were saying and how we felt, which we really felt that way in that moment. We understood that was momentary. That was something that, and that's kind of like the fifth house can be like that. You can have a connection with somebody, but it's not something that is intimate. There's not love involved. It's not changing you. It's just fun. It's just fun. And you can have feelings then fun. You can be sad about losing the fun partner you had. But it's not something that's devastating you. It's not something that you're obsessed with. It's not something that's destroying you when it's over with. It's not something that, you know what I mean? It was just one of them things like, damn, that shit was crazy. I don't know, maybe it's because I was a hoe. But I don't know how many experiences I had when I was younger where, you know, this shit seemed like it was something, but it wasn't. Like, it was never nothing. Like, never anything. It wasn't just one night stands either. It was whole experiences, moments. Many relationships that lasted for a few weeks and shit, and then we never spoke to each other again. Like, you get what I mean? It wasn't eighth house shit. But I tell you what, if I hit it once, I can always hit it again. That's beside the fact. Maybe that's just ego. 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 But I got a big ego. Anyway, my ego is regal. I got a regal ego. Anyway. Y'all stop making me fuck up, shit. All right. Now, so do we got the fifth house, the eighth house, the second house, and the 12th house all differentiated? Now the seventh house is marriage. Not just marriage, like in the traditional sense, which sometimes it is the traditional sense, but that's your true partnerships. Like, I've dated a lot of signs. I've fucked all of the signs. But really, I've only been in serious relationship with Aries placements. Now, they've had other placements in their chart like everybody does. But I can see I've only been really in serious marriages or relationships with Aries placements. Matter of fact, like I told you, I've been married 3 times legally. And, I mean, one of them don't count because I was in prison. It was just so I could get visits, and she never came to visit me. So, it was just a stupid paper thing, a proxy thing. But all of them were Aries. And I can look back at the track of my life and really look and see most of the serious relationships I had were with people with Aries placements. Or that type of energy, at the very least. But the seventh house is partnerships. That real bond. Of course, you have sex with them, but the sex is it's a byproduct. The seventh house is where it gets a little serious. That's why Saturn loves the seventh house. Oh, you serious about me? I'm serious about you. Let's commit. Saturn in the seventh, Saturn in Libra, which, although they're not the same thing, I want you to know they're not scared of commitment. No, they're about commitment. They just not sure everybody else is. So that's why it takes them a little bit longer to commit. They're about commitment. Even Saturn in Aries in the eighth house. I mean, in the seventh house. Those as far as getting past how they come across, they're great people to be in a relationship with, because they're simple people. They're straight up, but you have to get past that straight up approach and, like, man, you got an attitude? Like, what the fuck? Like, man, I don't even like you. Like, they're hard to like. They are hard people to like, people with Saturn in Aries. because of the way they come across. So once they get over that themselves, or they realize that they come across like that, or the reason why they seem like that, then that allows them to, once it comes like that, they can either assert themselves accordingly, or they can deal with people who can handle them. You feel me? That's the truth of that. But yeah. Sorry, that started jamming. But yeah. What's up, Taquito? Taquito. Que rollo, pollo. Now, I think that's all I gotta say about that. The floor is now open, y'all. I just wanted y'all to know the difference in them. You say, yeah, my heart, my crime, my do, my soup into it's 50. Yeah. I'm cooling like a band-aid in the cut. You did. Watkins Cat House. You never understood your husband's 7th house. Sagittarius is there. You don't have any heavy Sag placements, but your 12th house and his North Node is Sag. Oh, I mean, that's the typical problems right there. We can get to all your shit right there just by looking at that shit. And I just don't want to put your business out there, but I can't. I can't. First of all, he ain't trying to settle down. He has no loyalty in him. That one that he's with now, or whoever he's fucking with now, that ain't gonna be the last one that he dips out on. With Sagittarius there on the 7th. He's loyal to principles, not people. Don't mean he's not a positive person in his own way. He just don't give a fuck about the relationship. He don't give a fuck about no fucking relationship. Man, even if he married you. He don't give a fuck about the relationship. He gives a fuck about the experience. First of all. And he's willing to learn from that. He's willing to learn from everything. Relationships are another opportunity for him to learn something or teach something. If he ain't learning a lesson, he's teaching a lesson. And sometimes it's mutual. It's both going on. Now with you, and you having Sagittarius in the 12th, there's that right there, that the problem. The 12th house is the undoing. You can't understand that. You can't get that. The self-undoing. You can't understand why he, just like you said, you can't understand your husband's 7th house because you can't understand why he is the way that he is. Because he's not like you. And that's the thing with that. You only see it how it ought to be, not how it is sometimes. And the fact of the matter is, he probably was no good for you in the first place. Y'all have beautiful children. Y'all probably, but you never conceived in the first place that he never really gave a fuck. He's always been the way he is. You turned a blind eye to a lot of the shit he did because you cared about the relationship. You cared about your kids. You cared about this, but he don't. Don't mean he don't love. Love is different than caring and effort. I loved a lot of women in my life, but I've only put effort into one, maybe two, but I didn't put the right type of effort. I had to show that I cared. I handle my relationship with care. And that's because this is about principles. Like I've said before, my principles changed. I'm a good dude by principle. I didn't develop that principle until my Saturn return. So that's something that's just kind of went through me. I didn't have that in me. After I kind of had my Saturn return, I developed different principles. But ultimately, looking at that right there, you know, He's here to learn a lot of lessons. Spiritual truths about himself. He's a restless soul. He's not going to settle down. He's going to think the next opportunity with another female is going to be better than the one he's with. He might think you're getting back with you is a better opportunity till he thinks getting with another motherfucker is another opportunity. He's a hardhead. He's learning lessons. And I'm going to tell you honestly, Sagittarius is the only sign. You got to be careful with Sagittarius because they're so honest. Now, honest doesn't make it right. That's the thing that Sagittarius gets mixed up. Just because you're being real doesn't mean you're telling the truth. Just because you're being honest doesn't mean you're telling the truth. That's the thing. I mean, that's between y'all. I don't want to get into that. That's y'all's business, the legal stuff and stuff with kids. I'm never going to speak on that. But that's the truth. Is Sagittarius is the only sign I've seen as far as men go, right? And maybe the women are like that too. You're fine, Temptress the Enchantress, but Sagittarius is the only sign I've seen where the men will have 2 or 3 women that they're with in the same house. They all sleep in the bed together and live in the house together. Sagittarius gets down like that. Like when you see that type of shit going on, that's some it's not Aquarius shit. Aquarius has like some different shit. But Sagittarius are the ones that you'll see a Sagittarius dude and he'll have 2 of the girlfriends living both, and it's not like they're dating each other. It's not like they're all dating. It's like he'll have 2 women sleeping in the bed with him, 2 women, and the females might have that going on too. Like I said, I just haven't encountered. I got my heart broke by some Sagittarius women, so I ain't been around them just a whole. I'm very careful about what Sagittarius women I put myself involved in. I done got my feelings hurt more than once. Motherfucker switched up on me. But I had to stop taking it personal. The motherfucker switch up on everybody. I mean, everybody. For real. Your North Node don't count. That means something else. Y'all don't panic. I ain't talking about your North Node. But you will switch up. Don't panic though. But yeah. Sagittarius is a motherfucker. And you can't stop thinking about it and you can't understand it at the same time. You ain't gonna get it because you know it's just for something for you. You won't see it. My heaven, you said, what if your ascendant is in his 8th house in Pisces? Then you really feel a spiritual connection with them, like for real, like. Or he feels and he's very attracted to you. Let's put it like that. That's the wrong way. I said it wrong. He's very attracted to you, and you feel a connection to him, a spiritual connection, but it's Pisces. So while there is a connection, is that healthy for you is something else. Because that connection could also bring down your boundaries, make you susceptible, make you vulnerable. It's the 8th house. You feel me? Look how it happens. Makes you susceptible, makes you vulnerable. It's the 8th house. It's a danger zone. He can hit you in that spiritual point. Oh my God. That's when you get spiritual. Oh my God. That's when y'all get spiritual. Look. Look. The truth is, though, You have to ask yourself, is that healthy? Because your feelings there for him know no bounds, but is it just, it might just be an attraction. He might be projecting. He can see anything in you. You're ascendant, Pisces. It's in his 8th house. You feel me? He can see anything in you. He can project anything onto you. You don't even know if he's seeing you for real. I hate to bust your bubble, but I'm keeping it true. Doesn't mean it's not real, but you have to ask yourself, is this healthy? It doesn't mean it isn't, but you have to ask yourself, is it? You have to assess that. Because your boundaries are non-existent with him. It's a very interesting dynamic. Phyllis, you just getting started. That thing really just started thanging the way it thang. And I'm talking about thang. Thang. All of that. My heaven, you can't just look at one aspect, you got to look at everything. A man with the Cancer Mars and Leo Sun, both in the 8th house. That's a man with a deeply instilled confidence and inherited confidence. And that's a man who's a very sensual lover, maybe even submissive in certain ways. He still knows how to be a man, of course, because he's very traditional. But he, in his other ways, he's very passionate, he's very sensual, he's very affectionate, he's very nurturing in that way, catering in a sexual way, but he can also be someone who can be dominated because his desire can go under the surface. But he has it's not going to shake him. Anything sexual that happens or anything that he goes through, even the deep, dark experiences in life that have nothing to do with sex or intimate experience with people, like it doesn't faze him. He has an inherited confidence inside of him with the Leo Sun. He has heart. He's not somebody that can be broken. So while he is very passive aggressive, and he is somebody who has to be in the mood for most things, and he's not always in the mood for most things. He is somebody who is very, very affectionate. He's very nurturing. He's sensually expressive. Can he cast sex spells? Anybody can cast sex spells, but I doubt it. With those placements, that he's certainly someone who is capable. But I would just say he's captivating. His charisma, even in the bed, the way that he is sexually is very captivating. He's something special. The Leo Sun is there too. There's something special about him that you can't get anywhere else. It's not just what he does, it's who he is, how he is. You feel me? He has you enchanted, captivated. That's the 8th house there. That's the Leo Sun there. Something that's real about him, something that's special about him that nobody else has, it comes from deep inside of him. And there's also something that he makes you feel that nobody else can. So it feels like a spell. But it's also just his natural character and his captivation. He got something special. All right, Phyllis, see you later. Watkins Cat House, you said, so you have Cancer in your 7th house. How does that chart reflects your second marriage and love? 9th house. Because you have Scorpio and Libra there. I don't know. I would have to know about where you are in your progress chart when you're thinking about a second marriage. Cancer in the 2nd house would tell me that you have to get out of repeated cycles and out of your comfort zone. For you to really experience love that's real, a genuine love, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And you have to stop doing what what you've seen growing up and go do something else. Now, Temptress the Enchantress. You said 8th house Sagittarius Saturn conjunct Uranus. No, opposite Uranus in the 2nd house in Gemini with Venus. And Mercury in the 2nd house in Cancer with Chiron conjunct with Chiron, which that's going to be Chiron, maybe, with Virgo there, you mean square. I'm all confused. You already are a pretty good partner. Stop being a doormat. I look at all that, I can see that right there. You're a great partner. Your relationships would be better, and you would be more happy and more satisfied if you stood up for yourself more. You get caught in that traditional stuff with all that Cancer stuff that you have and all that other stuff. Like, you get caught, and with the Sagittarius Saturn in the 8th house, like, a lot of the times, like, you feel responsible for your lovers, and you end up, like, giving so much to them that sometimes you don't have a lot for you, even just positivity. I understand the Gemini, Venus, and all that, because that's why you flirt the way you flirt. But other than that, like, you are very focused on being a good partner. You are somebody who's always serving. You are a little too submissive. If you did more of what you wanted and you asserted yourself a little bit more, which I know is not with the traditional values that you were taught. And it seems like, oh, that would disrupt the peace of my home. It might for a minute. But even if it disrupts the peace of your home, it empowers thyself. Commands respect and love. I understand your husband is a king, but you're a goddamn goddess. All the time. Not just when you're doing stuff for people. Barbara. I understand. It's natal placements. You are a goddess all the time, not when you're just doing stuff for people. You need to remember that. Then you're the best partner. You remember that about you. You remember that. Yeah, I called you by your government. You're a goddamn goddess. All the time. Not just when you're doing stuff for people. That will help your relationship. That's when you'll have a more healthy marriage. You spend a lot of time concerned with being a better partner for somebody when you're an awesome partner. You gotta be better to yourself sometimes. Next question, please. I know it ain't exactly what you wanted to hear, but that's what you needed to hear. I can look at that right there and tell you that right off the rip. Taquito, you said, what happened if your sis has great sinistry with someone you're dating? You're talking about 7th house stellium on both sides. That shit make you go, you know what? Y'all belong together. I don't know. That's some weird shit. What kind of shit y'all got going on? I mean, maybe you're so cool and you're so understanding and spiritually mature that you can realize that you're there to hook them up. You were there just to be the catalyst and bringing them together. I'm sorry, Barbara. I started crying myself. I'm sorry. You can't see because I'm crying myself. I don't know what happened there, but you needed to hear that. That shit brought tears to my eyes. I had to calm down. I don't know why I got so stirred up. But look, I don't know what type of crazy shit y'all got going on, Taquito. But I will say this. Somebody needs to make some tamales. Nah, but for real, I don't know who's smashing who's papas. But I'll say this. Maybe you just a divine catalyst. You can't say just kidding now because you weren't just kidding. You trying to take it back now because I made you the target. You ain't playing. Maybe you're so spiritually mature that and maybe you're not. Maybe you're meant to be that. You're supposed to be the catalyst and bringing them together. Ain't that happening? What you need to do is let whoever you're dating have that thing one more time. Bless them one more time so they won't ever forget it. And then say, you know what? Let me introduce you to my sister. Nah, I'm just messing around. But for real though. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll hate their relationship forever, especially if they got real good sinistry out and they got kids and shit. You'll feel proud of it. You'll feel proud of it, but you'll still be fucked up about it. And you still might find, you might not ever do nothing directly, but you still gonna want them to know that you put that thing on them. You gonna let them know, hey, you know what? Like I know y'all see y'all got that good sinistry, but you might want this thing one more time. I know it. It's gonna be in you, and it's not because you don't love your sister or you're a bad person. It's just human nature. It's just human nature. Like you ain't gonna forget this. Forget you over there with my motherfucking sister. I see you at the family reunion and shit. Y'all got these little motherfucking kids. I'm not babysitting y'all kids. Like that just be some fucked up shit all the way around. Like you understand? Like. Now you looking upside your nieces and nephews' heads. It just be a fucked up situation. What you need to do is get this motherfucker far away from y'all's family. Both of you. You need to get him away. You know that him and your sister have sinistry. You got to keep them away from each other. That's the Cancer in me getting into emotional manipulation. Keep them away from each other. Keep them far away from each other, and you quit that motherfucker too. Because the closer you are to him or her, the closer they are to your sister. Exactly. Dump that motherfucker. Dump them. Get them as far away from your family. And then they still might come together. Your sister might already be pregnant. I'm not saying that to bring negativity into the mix, but my daddy got the next door neighbor pregnant. Now I got a sister. And she's a Gemini. We just ain't the same. You could tell her mama was different than my mama. For real. My sister's mama would, you know, my sister's mama is one way, my mama was one way. But my sister's a Gemini and I'm a Cancer. You can see that we was raised different. You can see the difference in Gemini and Cancer than me and my sister, for real. You can come in my house and live. Her, it's just, you gotta make a trail through her house, through the disorganization. It's not just nasty, it's just like sloppy. It's not like disgusting. But it's just like, why is there laundry everywhere? Like, why am I fucking stepping on Legos in the motherfucking bathroom? Like, for real. Why did you just ash on the floor? Like, that's Gemini shit. Gemini and fucking Aquarius. Like, why did you just ash on the fucking floor? Why is there a sock with shit on it in the trash can in the bathroom? That's Gemini shit. Then you look and you see your Gemini sister has on her best pair of sandals. No toilet paper. When you go in your bathroom under your cabinet as a lady and you got a Gemini sister, you go to pull out, your sister done took your last tampon, your last pad. You ain't got none, it's your time, it's just your shit done come on. You know you keep one there, just in case. You reach under, that motherfucker gone. Why? Gemini done stole it. $20 missing out your wallet. Gemini got you. Like, that's for real. Your boyfriend, Gemini, got you. If your sister is Gem, they might already got it in. I'm just being honest with you. I knew y'all had some Gemini shit going on when you said my sister and my boyfriend have some. Look, Taquito, she's still all right. I know she do, but yeah, she is. She already did. No, don't let that dick come in between your family. That's a penile penalty. Don't do it. I did that one time, I told y'all. And it was on a Gemini. It's always a Gemini fucking some shit up. Geminis just ain't got no fucking morals. It don't mean they bad people, they just ain't got no motherfucking morals. I'm not even hating, that's the truth. When you see Gemini in that big three, you know them motherfuckers at some point in their life had no fucking morals at all. They might be good now, but there was some point in their life where they had no fucking morals at all, no principles. There was a point where they was hoeing, scamming, stealing, studying, lying. You might not never know that about them. But for real though. You gotta be careful with them motherfucking Geminis. They slick, boy, and you'll like them. That's what's crazy is you like them. Even when they sorry motherfuckers. That's the truth about people with Gemini placements. Even when they sorry and you know they ain't shit, like you like them. Like you hate that you like them. You will fucking hate that you like them a little bit. Even if it's not a lot, like there's still a little something, like you like them a little bit. Like you want them, like man, I shouldn't have brought that motherfucker over here. Like my shit, they done stole. They done got my shit. Or yeah, they done borrow some money and you know you ain't got it. Like, man, I shouldn't have let them borrow no money. Or man, I shouldn't have did, man. And you can only be mad at yourself. Like that happens with Geminis all the time. The same as I talk about Sagittarius, that's what happens with Gemini. You be like, ah, damn. You feel used a little bit, but you did it to yourself. Like you brought that motherfucker and you allowed it to happen. And they feel like you wanted them to do it to you. Just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Yeah, you should have known. Like, that's that shit that happens with Geminis all the time. Like, you should have fucking known. Any prominent Gemini placement, like, you should have fucking known. I known you was a hoe. I known you steal. I know you be lying. I knew you fuck my man. I knew you fuck my woman. I knew you, like, I knew you was gay a little bit. Like, that's the shit that happens with people with Gemini placements. Like, you'll have a husband you've been dating your whole life, and there's been something a little funny off about him. You knew he was there's something a little sweet about him. He had a little extra. You understand? He had a little extra. You know what I'm saying? You be like, you be looking at him like, man. And you won't think nothing of it. But you just know, like, he versatile. He versatile. That's the word to use. He versatile. They versatile. You never knew, like, you knew it a little bit about him. Even with a girl growing up, like, you know, you grew up and she played it cool, but she could handle that basketball just a little bit better than everybody else. You understand? She had a little, you know what I'm saying? She'll put her shoulder down a little bit and drive. That's the Gemini. I play a lot, but as far as the expression goes, people with prominent Gemini placements, the males are going to have a little extra femininity to them. And the females are going to have something a little, even if it's a physical trait, there's going to be something about them that has an extra, a certain exaggerated masculinity. Even whether it's the way their face is shaped, whether it be bone structure, whether it be mannerisms, whether it be sexual orientations, whether it be facial hair or body hair, period, whether it be just the way people carry themselves. There's gonna be something about them that has that you can see that duality. But yeah, like my dad, he's a Gemini sun, but when he gets on the phone, like with women, starts talking real like, oh yes, honey, and he starts talking. I'm like, bro, you don't even talk like that. Like I've seen my dad, like he's my dad, but I've seen him, and he's a Capricorn moon. For far as I know, he's as straight as can be. I mean, who knows? He's Gemini, but there has been times I was like, bro, you seem like you got a little sugar in your tank. And boy, you better shut up. Shit. And you can just place it to being like a little pimping, having a little pimping to him, or having a little extra southern twang to him. Like you got a little extra, twang. You twangy. you definitely twangy. You know what I'm saying? Be like, shit. Reflection, where the fuck you been? Hold up. I've been looking for you. Where the fuck you been? You been all over there with the soul group? You got mad at me because I said you was on roids last time? But ain't no natural forearm that big. Unless you want a 4 times a day jack off regimen, ain't no way your forearm could ever evolve like such. You been grinding. That's where you better been. You had to been grinding something because you sent me that money. It's been on hold for 2 weeks. I can't even get that money that you sent me from. It ain't really a lot of money. It's only a few dollars, but shit. Deacon Dean. I mean the divine. I don't know, you know, my mother, but the divine. I play a lot of shit, you know, but in all seriousness, you know, my wisdom comes naturally, but I have also learned, you know, went to school and developed a lot of my knowledge. I have a penchant for learning. You know, I have a penchant for learning, but I'm very intuitive, and my mother, you know, has gifted me with a lot of things. Yeah, Tiara been telling on you. You ain't done. Don't try to run. Tiara, I told you the Vibe Tribe is everywhere. They've been watching you. Tiara's been telling me that you've been in other people's lives. Yeah, we know where you at, bro. You can't hide from the Vibe Tribe. We everywhere. I better not catch you in none of the soul group shit either, because I got people over there. We better not catch you over there. For real. We'll run that shit. The Vibe Tribe will run that shit, homeboy. We ain't no police. We a gang. We'll run that shit. Dang, TR, he called you a law. Let me embrace it up. He called you a law. But nah, for real though. Yeah, we've been knowing you've been in other astrologers' lives, just going hard. They've been telling me you've been telling them they the best. Sunny Ramen. That's good. God did. He sure did. Or they sure did. Or it sure did. Or I am sure did. However you want to address that expression. You are absolutely right. I hear you. I hear you. Deacon Dean. Now y'all coming in, y'all wanna come in preach it? We can go there. Deacon Dean, I could teach you a few scriptures. But that's not what we're here for. We're not here for religion. Everyone is entitled to whatever their religious belief system is. We're here teaching astrology. We're really looking at sinistry, and this might not be appropriate for you today if you're on a righteous tip, because we're talking a little tersely. We're keeping it all the way sexy today. We're talking intimate, and we're looking at the energy between certain individuals astrologically. So you're welcome to stay. You're welcome to stay. Because this is something that is operating in love. Everything that goes on here. We're just here to help each other raise each other's vibration and love each other and enjoy each other's presence and learn and share this wisdom and knowledge. But we kind of keep it from being religious centered. Because we have Hindu people here. We have Christian people here. We have Hebrew people here. We have non-denominational people here. We have Gnostic people here. We have atheists here. We took the training wheels off. That's right. Reflection, who you calling the police? You ain't be calling my people the police. If you don't know, that's that you fuck around, that's Commissioner Gordon. The police couldn't afford to put her on the payroll. It's the other way around. She might be the type of people who the police pull over and say, oh, I didn't know that was you, ma'am. I'm sorry for bothering you. And then shine her rims a little bit and get back in their car and drive off. Yeah, that's real goddess type shit. That's real Mars and Jupiter and Scorpio motherfucking power. Don't get it twisted. That's the type of people I fuck with. She type of people that make you go bald or make your right arm shrivel up. I keep playing. You fuck around, wake up cockeyed in 2 weeks. You don't want that to happen to you. We'll never see eye to eye again after that. Yeah. You have to be on the lookout for something else. Well, I'm gonna stop playing though, for real though. Hey, I'm still here for any questions y'all have about sinistry, sex, intimacy, relationships, anything. If I miss anybody's question, just ask it again. You know I'm just playing. Now, I know you real, Tiara. I'm playing about everything else, but... I'm gonna tell you something about Libra risings that a lot of people don't realize. Libra risings are Libra risings, but they have Leo in that 11th house, and then you have some people just have Leo in their 11th house. Some people have their sun in Leo in the 11th house, like some people here. I'm not gonna disclose them. You hear me? And so, let me put it like this. People with Libra rising, or you don't even have to be a Libra rising, people who have Leo in that 11th house, they like having powerful friends. They like having strong friends. They want to be connected with the right people. They themselves are powerful and force to be reckoned with in their own right. And they want to be aligned with, and they're proud of their connections with like such people. You better be careful, boy. You better be careful. No, that's not considered Pluto rising. Your Pluto is in the 11th, is on the 11th house cusp. You have powerful friends yourself. That's what that tells me. You wouldn't be involved with the wrong type of people at first. You will have powerful friends. You do now because you my friend. You hear me? We friends. But you also be aligned with the wrong type of people sometimes. You know. You just have to empower yourself, and then the right type of people will gravitate towards you. Yeah. Like even let's look at I'll answer your question in just a second. I see your super chat, Queen Key. But let's look at Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But with and he, you know, he's a Taurus sun in his right, but he's also a Libra rising. And just as much as you know about him, you know who his friends are in Hollywood. You don't know that about everybody, but he's somebody who you know, who, like Kevin Hart. You know him and Kevin Hart are really good friends. Like you know who he's aligned with. You know who he rolls with. You might not know that about every celebrity, and most celebrities you don't, unless they were on a certain show or they were in a part of a certain pack. But Dwayne Johnson, you know, like he's made it a point for you to know the people that he's connected to over time. And his connections have worked out for him. That's a Libra rising type thing. Now let me get into other people's questions. What about Saturn in Leo in the 10th house? You just have to develop confidence in yourself, and as you achieve things, because you're an achievement-oriented person, you will gain confidence. It just takes something that's to develop. So you might, you know, have a hard time getting along with people or being positive or just having fun in life and all that shit. But it's because you take yourself too seriously. You take life too seriously. But it's because you want to succeed. You want to be respected. You want to be admired for something that's real, not just people liking you for you being cool. No, you want people to respect you, maybe even fear you in certain cases, but you want to be somebody who's of consequence. So you're going to keep achieving, you're going to keep grinding, you're going to keep doing what you got to do, and as time goes on and you build confidence in yourself, then you'll start to see other people respect you more. But it really starts inside of you, not from external validation or from other people's approval. You have to balance that need for recognition against the need for approval. And so do people with Saturn in Aquarius, funny as it is. Well, I mean, I'm answering that about whoever you answered that about. Now, if you have Saturn in the 4th in Aries, as far as having Saturn in the 4th in Aries, you have an attitude problem, or it seems like you do because of the way that you were raised. You had to be independent. You had to be tough. You had to look out for you. You might have been raised just around a lot of dudes, or like whatever the reason is. Like you come across, you're a little rough. You come across like you got a fucking attitude sometimes, even when you don't, and you kind of got you have a chip on your shoulder, and you don't have good timing. That's the truth of Saturn in the 4th in Aries. It's because of how you came up, though. Can I tell you about Cancer Venus, Leo Mars person with Pisces Venus, Pisces Mars person in sinistry? Oh, that's beautiful. What's up, Pop Edits? I can teach you everything about it. This is about knowledge of self. I can teach you about the supreme mathematics. I can teach you this knowledge of self about the energy of the way things work. It's whatever you're here for. With love, I'm going to impart knowledge of self. You know, you have to ask yourself what is real. It can be real.
So this shit crazy.
It's something that's applicable to me. It's not something to be worshipped like some people make it seem like. It's a tool of understanding how energy works and how you yourself are an energetic expression in your own right. You're a component of different energies, the same energies that make up the rest of the universe. We can ascribe names to these energies that give explanations about how they work, but that doesn't mean that what they say they are is what they are. I'm just going to be able to tell you about you and how you work, how you are. And that can maybe help you develop an understanding. I believe it, bro. I believe it. Hey, Reflection, are you in the UK or are you in Brazil? I forgot where you used to be. Was that you that said you was in Brazil before? You're in the UK, right? You're an Aquarius, my brother. Pop Edits. You are an Aquarius. Can I tell you about Chiron opposite to Chiron? Your Venus is also conjunct their Chiron. And their Saturn is on your Sun. Y'all are going to bring out a lot of pain in each other. If I'm being honest, y'all can really bring out a lot of pain in each other, but you can also, through processing that, help each other heal. But with his Saturn on your Sun, it sometimes seems like he can dim your light. He can be controlling, or that relationship with him keeps you from shining as much as you could. And you feel responsible for that relationship. So sometimes you limit yourself because of the relationship, or you submit, or you give in when you might not need to. So there's something, but yeah, y'all, it's not that y'all bring out the worst in each other, but y'all are gonna bring up some hurts from the past within each other, whether it's from past relationships or from stuff growing up. And so that really just gives y'all an opportunity to grow and heal, even together or from this relationship. After experiencing this together, then from this relationship moving forth into something else, y'all will be able to heal moving forward. But yeah, I would say with his Saturn on your Sun, there is a glue there that can make y'all last for a long time, but it's going to be really you humbling yourself and you sacrificing a lot, and him being more controlling within this relationship, and not controlling like always controlling you, which is definitely possible, but being in more the person who is in control. And it doesn't have to be like that. That's not how relationships work, and maybe that's a lesson you have to learn. But hey, who am I but a professional? Queen Key, I got you. My bad. You said, I said, can I tell you about Cancer Venus, Leo Mars person with the Pisces Venus, Pisces Mars person? That's a lot of fun. That's one of the best matches. The trine of the Cancer Venus, Pisces Venus really helps y'all have an emotional understanding, an empathic understanding. There's an unbreakable bond even. And then the Leo Mars and the Pisces Mars allows people to have fun, be very creative, flamboyant. Let y'all show out. Sometimes it can be dramatic and extra. Sometimes too much. There's no fucking limit to how much drama and bullshit that y'all could have. But there's also no limit to how much fun y'all could have. There's no limit to fucking how amazed that people could be like, man, like they just fucking seem like they are glowing for real with each other. There's that. And that natural comfortability in each other's presence. So there's a lot of positivity there. But there's an unfamiliarity because of the Pisces and the Leo and that in conjunction. But I love that mix. I've done that here on the channel several times. Pisces and Leo is one of my favorite pairings. It's so fun. It's so flamboyant. Like, man, like shit. That's a vibe. So yeah. I'm always on point, Natalie. I'm one of the best at this. If you haven't subscribed, you need to do so immediately before I get mad and go home. And I'm only saying one of the best because I'm trying to be humble these days. But when it comes to my lane, which my lane isn't like everybody else's lane. There's some people that know certain stuff way more than I could ever understand because I'm not into that. But when it comes to my lane, I'm the best. Now, what can I tell you about Venus square Neptune transit? That just kind of means, you know, it means just like it sounds, it can mean you could be fooling yourself when it comes to other people. You could be deceived easily. You could be gullible right now. You open to romance. You want to feel love to people. You want to feel connected even in a certain sense. But like you just gullible. Should I tell you about, should you be take precautions while traveling? No. I mean, you should always be careful while traveling, but that's not something that sticks out to me about traveling, no. Gabby. Gabby. What's up? Tribal Council Gabby. Yeah, I got you, Pop Edits. If I miss you, you can always ask again. I miss people's questions sometimes. There's 30 people in here asking questions all at once. Let me see what you said. I already told you what zodiac sign you were. You said, is somebody born 12/20/03 and 11/21/02 compatible? No, not really. I mean, they can be. There just depends on other stuff going on in their chart. I can't just look at that and know. I can't run their charts, and I'm a professional. Like I charge to run sinistry charts all the way, but I can't just look at that. Fundamentally, that doesn't look. One is they could both be Sagittarius right there, or one can be Capricorn. No, they're Sagittarius. That's that, and one could be Scorpio. I mean, it's just two ends of the spectrum. Theirs could be compatible. I don't know. I have to look at more. I can't even answer that in a complete way without looking at everything else, and I don't have time to run the whole charts, and I wouldn't. But looking at that, they could both be Sagittarius, or one can be a 29-degree Scorpio, and the other one can be a 29-degree Sagittarius, which is two completely different people who would not be very compatible in a relationship. So if it depends on what happened that year. If they're both Sagittarius, then yes, absolutely, they can be compatible. Whether one's 0 degrees and the other one's 29 degrees, that's fine. Or 28 degrees, that's fine. Or if it's the other way around, if that 21st happens to be on Scorpio still, then it's not probably a good match. Not just from looking at that. It just depends on what happened that year. And it fluctuates every year. You understand? Because there's a big difference between a 29-degree Scorpio and a 0-degree Sagittarius. Tremendous difference. You know, it's like coming out of a tunnel into the light. You know what I'm saying? Like it's two tunnels. And it's not saying Scorpio is bad. Like tunnels you can find amazing things in tunnels. You can find out things about yourself in tunnels. See, when I was a kid, we used to go in those drainage tunnels that go under parks and under neighborhoods and stuff. You know, the circle drainage tunnels that you can really only crawl through, that they have in certain southern cities. And I don't know if they have them in the north, because some of y'all live in huge cities, so you can, or in other countries. But they have these drainage tunnels that you can really only crawl through, even as a child. You could never stand up in there unless you were 1 or 2 years old. Right? And they'll have one that goes all the way under a park, or all the way under a neighborhood, or all the way, like some go for blocks. But we used to go through those as kids. And I'm scared of the dark and stuff, but that was something I would do, even by myself sometimes, just to do it, just to see if I would, if I could. I could have got stuck under there, died. I could have took a wrong turn, been stuck under there forever. But it was just something that we did. Like, we're going to come out somewhere. Is the way we saw it. So we would go under there. We would get in those drainage tunnels, and we would just go. Whether you see rats, whether you find stuff, you might, like, there's no telling what you find in there. A lot of times we would just find, like, dirty magazines, like, where homeless people might have been in there and crawled in there and slept in there. Or something like that. And so we would see this stuff, but like I said, but really what you would go through those is to find your courage, find out things about yourself, to see if you could make it through there, see if you would get too scared, see if you would get stuck, see if you die, see if you had the courage to keep pushing. But like when you come out the other end of that, like you come out, you're like, oh, and wherever it is, you're like, oh shit, I'm good, I found out, like I'm good, and it's not like that place was bad, but you're good, like you found out something. So there's this difference in like 0 degree Sagittarius and 29 degree Scorpio. Hold up, Junior! You need to go outside, baby? Hold on, here comes my son. This is my son. Come here. You okay?
Yeah.
Ah, you're tall. Will you take Chief out?
Did we get a poop?
Yes. He's been in here all day. You're going back to school tomorrow. You gotta tell these kids that these days. Hey, come say hi to the people real fast. You came over here. Speak to the people all over the world.
Hi.
Hi. Hold up, my music fucked up. But it'll be alright. Hey, take the dog out. Get off the phone and take the dog, bro. Look, he's limping. He has to go to the bathroom so bad. You could go out there with him, baby. He take you use the bathroom, baby. You take my baby out. Hurry. Man, sorry. Now, what can you do if you don't have the time of birth, if it's not on the birth certificate? You would have to keep call. There probably is one on some birth certificate somewhere. Those new ones a lot of the time don't have them. But you would have to do what an astrologer does called rectification. All right, and that's basically finding an approximate birth time within a relative small amount of time, or finding an approximate ascendant point for them is what you're really doing. You're not just finding a birth time for them. You're using that birth time to find an approximate ascendant point by finding identifying factors and character traits and things like that, and trying to, what they would say, rectify. But it's never going to be truly accurate without the birth time. You can have people say, well, I can rectify it. I can. I really can. I can get close. And I've never really been wrong with people that I was like, you know what? They'd be like, I don't know my birth time. I'll figure it out. But when I was guessing, and not really guessing, but when I was rectifying it myself, I was usually absolutely right, just because there's certain stuff that me as an astrologer, I know that I can point to, and then I can kind of look at other stuff as far as stuff that's going on around their time, and just techniques that you would use here to try to triangulate it, and then through that you would come up with something that's approximate, but it's never going to be accurate like having a birth time. And then, to be honest, most people's birth time in its own right is not accurate to the degree. All right, so the degree changes every few minutes, right? And here's the thing with that: your birth time is probably off by anywhere from 30 minutes, I would say from at least 5 to as much as an hour, or I would say around everybody's is 15 to 30 minutes off probably, because they're not paying attention at that exact moment. They're saying the time of birth, but once they get you out, they have to wash you off. They have to make sure your vitals are okay. So a lot of the time, and the mother is okay, whether it's a cesarean section or a vaginal birth. So a lot of times they're not able to just put that time on paper. They do it as soon as they can, but it's not something that's immediate. And so sometimes it's just an approximation in the first place. The time of birth is rarely exactly accurate. There's no way to be. What they're going to do is think back into around the time, or they're going to chart. When they say chart the time of birth, there might be several physicians or doctors in the room and say, okay, there's a time of birth. Get the time of birth, but that doesn't mean they wrote it down right then. There just depends on what's happening in that environment, and we have medical professionals here that can tell you that. Like, it just depends on what's happening in that environment at that moment. So no one's birth time is probably exactly right. It's probably fairly accurate. That's the truth. But narrowing it down is something that is it's one of the more advanced techniques. And I mean, it just takes skill. And you're still not able to be accurate.
you're making an approximation and you're guessing when you're rectifying. Yo, I rectified the birth chart. I came up with the birth time of this. I came up with this as the ascendant. And that's what you came up with. And you can hope that that's right. And you can speculate. But you're not going to be able to look at the houses in the ascendant accurately. Now, Capricorn Moon, sextile Scorpio, Mars. Mars, sextile Venus, Virgo. I mean, you want me to address that, just what that means all the way around, or sexually? Sexually, that means you want to be the best. You're very, like, that's how you release. You're very serious about life. You take everything serious. Like, you grind hard. You know, you're stuck in, when I say you're grinding, I mean, you're also caught up in the competition of grinding, which we talked about before. The competition of life that Capricorns tend to get caught up in. Competing with the next person, trying to do your best, but also making sure that you're doing better than the next person, which causes stress in its own right. But that sex, that desire is a release for you. That emotional release is something you need. You need sex more than most people do. Capricorns need that, period. Most people with prominent Capricorn placements, they need sex. They are highly sexual people. They're highly sexual people. And so people with those Capricorn placements, like, they it's like something in them needs that. And it's more as a release than as a connection. It helps them get that unresolved stuff that they don't deal with up out of them. Now, with that right there, that Scorpio and that Venus and Virgo, like, you just say you're very responsible, like, you're not opening up very readily to everybody. You're very picky when you know what you want, and you're very focused when you know what you want. But you you'd have to send them to my email, or you send me an email. If you can just do the connection for them, get their information, and get the money from them, and you can do it from them if you feel more comfortable. You know what to do. Send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. I got you. You know, business is good. I got you. Now, back to what we was doing though. Now I forgot what I was saying. See what you did to me? Oh, with the Venus and Virgo and all of that, like, you just, like, that once again speaks that, like, you're the type of person, like, you want what you want. But in you knowing what you want, you're not going to stop until you get what you want. See, that's all that sextile there. You are unstoppable. You grind harder than anybody. You go get it harder than anybody. You hit it harder than anybody. And I'm just saying, that's how you get down. That's how you get down. With Venus and Virgo, sextile to Scorpio Mars, sextile to Capricorn Moon. You apply pressure. You really do. Now, when it comes to life, you're like that too. You push. You expect perfection. You are consistent. You're reliable. It ain't nothing soft about you. Even with Scorpio Mars, it ain't. You might be watery inside and all, but ain't nothing soft about you. I'm not telling you what time it is here, Pop Edits. I don't know you like that. What you is, a police for real? You trying to triangulate my location? Shit. I don't even exist. I'm a figment of your imagination. Time doesn't exist. I'm ageless, timeless. I'm in a space that's ageless, timeless, priceless. Fuck you mean? Nigga said, what time is it there? We're trying to triangulate my location. Now I gotta block you, bro. We was good. I don't know you like that. That was the wrong question. Wrong question during Scorpio season. Arrivederci. We are a vibe tribe. You're doing too much investigating. You have been banished, exiled. We don't know you like that. You out of here. Hold up, I just got an email. If we said, I'm outside. No, I'm just But nah, for real though. I'm not playing like that. You probably cool people, but that was the wrong question. Shit. That's how I get down. We're not thirsty for subscribers. We're not one of them. We're trying to glue our platform at all costs. No, we're a vibe tribe. We're a vibe tribe. If you ain't a part of this vibe, if you can't get down, you out of there. Kayana, y'all must have good service there right now in England. It's always good on this end. We just might be connected right now. The vibe is real good between here and the UK. At some point, the UK is going to have to explain why Tyson Fury got his ass whooped and they robbed Francis Ngannou. Now, I know everybody here ain't into boxing, but I am. And those damn Brits. Them Brits, they robbed Francis Ngannou. They robbed a black man. I don't blame Tyson. I blame John Fury, his drunk ass daddy, and Eddie Hearn, and Frank Warren. Shit, and Winston Churchill. Nah, for real, you better not say no shit about Winston Churchill. The motherfucking Brits will get right on your ass. Cherie, 10-10. They didn't rig Wilder. Wilder got his ass whooped. Wilder, no training ass, got his ass whooped. He ain't got no fundamental boxing skills. He just got one hard punch. And look at his legs. Wilder's leg is this big around. Hold up. This big around. That's how big Wilder's leg is around. Wilder is 6'7" and got legs this big around for real. Tyson Fury is just bigger than him. Tyson Fury is 6'9", almost 300 pounds. Deontay Wilder is 6'7", 220 pounds. And he has a very hard punch, but he doesn't have traditional boxing skills. He hasn't taken the time. He's hard-headed. He hasn't taken the time to train in the gym. He spends too much time thinking of stupid shit to say. Now, he is a very awesome fighter. There's nobody that can beat him. I mean, if he fought Tyson Fury again, he might knock Tyson Fury out. If he fought Usyk, Deontay Wilder would knock Usyk the fuck out. If he fought Anthony Joshua, he would knock Anthony Joshua the fuck out. If he fought Francis Ngannou would not make it out of the first round with Deontay Wilder. But Deontay Wilder is also the worst out of all of them. He could knock all of them out and would knock all of them out. Will knock all of them out if any of them ever fight him. But he's the worst fighter out of all of them all the way around, fundamentally, funny as it is. But Fury's just bigger than Wilder and actually has a little a little something to him. And he bullied Wilder. He bullied the bully. Once he got up that first time after Wilder hit him, there's nothing Wilder could do. Wilder's a Scorpio. He's right on that Libra Scorpio cusp. 0 degrees Scorpio or 29 degrees Libra. And Fury is a Leo. You can tell Tyson Fury's a Leo by the way he acts. He's his daddy's favorite son. He looks just like his daddy. His daddy, like, Tyson Fury is a fucking Leo. The way he's so Leo. And look at Anthony Wilder. Deontay Wilder. He's so Scorpio in his way. Even Libra in his way, because he be lying and making excuses. But in Scorpio ways, he always talking about killing the dude in the ring. Like, he hits the heart, he takes it to the extreme. He can't fight, but then all of a sudden he'll hit you and knock you the fuck out and almost kill you. Like, you'll be whooping his ass. And he would all of a sudden knock you the fuck. Gervonta Davis is a Scorpio too. Same way. Gervonta Davis is just a little bit better at boxing. He's smarter and more clever on that Scorpio end of the spectrum. But he could be losing on the card, and then all of a sudden he has this power that comes from inside of him that will almost kill you, fucking knock you the fuck out. That's Scorpio. That's Deontay Wilder. That's Gervonta Davis. Like, Deontay Wilder cannot really fight, but that motherfucker will kill you. Fucking listen to how he talks. He's like, man, I just want to kill somebody in the ring. That's Scorpio shit. But my stepbrother is a Scorpio. I grew up in the house with him. He's 6'9", 290 pounds, and scary than a motherfucker. But when he gets mad, he talks about killing people. My son has Mars and Venus in Scorpio. When he gets mad, he gets on some fucking murder shit. Reflection. He can play cool right here. But when he gets mad, he's like, man, I'll kill that motherfucker. And he's not just kill that motherfucker, he'll fucking rip your toes off and fucking feed them to you. And fucking, he thinks about that shit. I'll bathe in that motherfucker's guts. He don't even fucking know. He'll get so fucking mad he says that. That's the type of shit Mars and Scorpio and Scorpio Sun people say to themselves. Scorpio Moon probably too, but that's the type of shit Scorpio, people with that prominent Scorpio. And I'm not talking about Saturn in Scorpio, my North Node in Scorpio. I'm talking about Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, Moon, Sun, Ascendant. Like, they're the type of people, when you piss them off, they don't say, fuck you, motherfucker, fuck you. I'll whoop your mother. They say, man, I'll fucking rip your fucking toenails off one by one. They think that shit in their head. I'll fucking, that little did that motherfucker know, I'll go get a fucking blowtorch and fucking burn his fucking whole house down. They think about that shit when they piss you off. When you piss them off. They don't always do it. They can control them most of the time. But they think, I'm telling you, that's the truth about Scorpio people. When they get that mad, that's what they thought about. They didn't think about beating you up or leaving you. They thought about killing you. And not just killing you, like doing fucking cruel, fucked up shit to you. Their mind went really fucking vivid. They went there. They love you so much, they went there. They fucking went there. Like, like, that shit is fucked up. Like, you could be playing fucking Monopoly and playing Madden. I'm not even joking, and it's gonna sound funny, but for real. And you beat them. And you might have just laughed in their face like, y'all, motherfucker, you suck. But guess what they thought in their head? Like, motherfucker, I'll go get a knife and stab you in your fucking chest right now. They thought that for that moment. They dismissed it, but that's exactly what they thought. When you jumped up and you shined in their face like, motherfucker, I whooped you. In their head, they said, you know what? I'll go get a knife and fucking kill you right now. Motherfucker, I'll fucking kill you. They might have just dismissed it and be like, nah, you're crazy. They'll tell themselves that, nah, you're crazy. But that's what they thought. Y'all arguing. Y'all just having a simple argument. Y'all arguing about dinner. Y'all arguing about money. In their head, they thought, motherfucker, I bet you wouldn't be doing all that fucking talking if I fucking killed your ass right fucking now. That's what they're thinking right there while y'all are arguing. Yes, you do. You just don't want to tell nobody that. And you might not think like that because your mind doesn't go there because you don't have Mercury in Scorpio. But with Mars in Scorpio, if I hit you right now, if I came up and hit you, even if you could beat me up, You're thinking about thrashing me. You're not thinking about squaring up with me and throwing hands. If I walked up and slapped the fuck out of you or I punched you even, you're going to fucking try to break me apart. Reflection. You're not going to try to fight me. You're going to fucking choke me. You're going to throw me on the ground and rub my face on the ground and fucking try to squeeze the life out of me. You're going to fucking like you're a bite. Like you'll do that. You'll go there. Exactly. That's Mars. If somebody broke your heart or took stuff, stole something from you, especially with you, or if somebody got in your way of something you wanted or somebody you wanted, you think ruthless. You just know how to play nice publicly because you have it in the 10th house. You control your energy. You don't waste your energy on bullshit. That's why you might not think like that over something petty. But if somebody's in your way, you don't think about beating them or moving them. You think about destroying them. You think about eliminating them. It's crazy. My son with Mars in Scorpio. His big brother is so much more physically dominant than him. And we're fixing to go soon too. Yeah. My Mars and Scorpio son, he doesn't just act crazy. His mind might say that because he has Venus, but here's what he does. I'm telling you, like, my older son is he's so bigger. He's always been bigger and stronger. They're a year apart, but he's a physical person, my older son. He's a Leo. He just has that he got the strength of the genes the way it kind of goes. You know what I mean? Like, he's the firstborn son the way it's always been traditionally in a certain sense. He ain't sickly. He got all the strong shit physically. He's not the tallest, but my youngest son has all the good genes too, but he'll probably be even stronger. But my oldest son has a certain strength that comes with being the firstborn son or the firstborn. Like, there's a certain something to him that shit was bred in him strong. So he's physically more imposing than my Venus and Mars and my Libra son. More athletic, stronger, always has been. But my Libra son, like, he will fucking fight tooth and nail. Because he has Venus and Mars in Scorpio. He will fight tooth and nail. I've told y'all this story before. I've seen him get into a fight before. And my older son is just sitting there like this, asking me for help. Because his brother is on his leg, biting him till he's bleeding, punching him, scratching his toes, trying to break his foot, pounding him. Like, he just went crazy. He just holding on to his leg and just, ah! And he'll do anything. Like, he just fucking lost it. I mean, seriously, it sounds, but I mean, that's seriously what's happening. He's biting and screaming, and like, he's fucking there's no fucking bringing him back from that. You have to physically fight him off of him. Like, get the fuck off of him. Like, you're tripping, bro. Control yourself. I have to tell my son, who has Mars in Scorpio, every day when he leaves, and he's a Libra, he's the nicest kid, he's so lovable. You're damn right, Kayana. He's a Libra, but he has Venus and Mars in Scorpio. But when he gets mad, you don't recognize him. And he gets mad that easy. Especially with Capricorn rising, he gets mad real easy. Just like you, he has that Scorpio in the 10th house, that Mars and Scorpio in the 10th house. So he usually doesn't get in trouble, but he does this shit. And when he gets into that mode, he's uncontrollable. He's uncontrollable. And he's fucking devious. So yeah, you say, oh, I'm not petty like that. But you're devious like that. You might not be petty like that, reflection, but you're devious like that. All y'all are. And it's a good quality to have in certain instances. But you are devious like that. Straight like that. That light fucking with my eye. But yeah. Does anybody else have any questions before we go? We've been here for 3 hours. I appreciate everybody. We might could be here. Exactly, Natalie. You, Reflection, Tiara, my son, all of y'all are like that. Y'all might not, y'all might even know how to fight, but y'all might not be fighters, but you know how to win all the time. You don't sit your on my I'm super strong looking ass. Libra rising and Sag rising in sinistry. They do all right. It's a sex style. They do all right. But Libra rising end up getting their feelings hurt, but they like getting their feelings hurt. Sagittarius ain't that different from Aries. They'll do all right. They'll be talking, they'll have fun, and they'll be like, oh shit, but then that motherfucker, when it comes to commitment, that Libra. Looking at runaway bride. Sagittarius is that runaway bride energy. It's that runaway bride energy, you dig? Can I do a progressed sun video? Yes, I can. I absolutely can. Because I'm progressed, son. That was corny. That was corny, I know. Taurus moon, Cap moon, sinistry. That's a good trine. But, I mean, Taurus moon is a little bit chiller than the Cap moon. That's not as good as it sounds. Just because it's trine don't mean it's great. There's a lot of unresolved shit that goes on there. A lot of shit left unsaid. But they'll get a lot of money. They might be very successful together. They might be able to prosper in their lives and, you know, live what seems like a... But is it emotionally satisfying? Probably not. Probably not. Y'all might be all right, but you're just trying to project and see if y'all can fit together. You'll make it compatible anyway. I don't even know why you asking, Tigger. You compatible with everybody. You a Libra rising. You'll make yourself compatible. You got your sun in the 7th house. You even in Aries, you'll make yourself compatible. You'll be whatever you need to be. You know y'all compatible. What's a progressed sun? That's a piece of a progressed chart. Each year, your sun progresses a degree from when you were born in this theory. So, if you were a 4-degree Cancer sun like me when I was born, now my sun, over the years that I've been alive, has progressed to now I would be considered a, I don't know what degree it is, but a 10th house Leo sun. So my sun progressed from a 9th house Cancer sun to a 10th house Leo sun. My moon progressed because the sun moves a degree every year. The moon moves a degree every month. And so I started out as an 8-degree Pisces moon. Now my moon is in Cancer in my 9th house. So yeah. What about a Mars in Cancer? What's the difference between Scorpio Mars and a Cancer Mars? Scorpio Mars knows what they want. They go after what they want. Cancer Mars is passive aggressive. They have to be in the mood for everything, and they're not always in the mood for everything. And so it's like having to compensate for the mood is different. Natalie Cruz, you said you have a progressed sun in Virgo, conjunct your North Node. You wonder what's going to happen when Lilith and Virgo conjuncts. I mean, I can't tell you what's going to happen. If that's what you want me to answer. I can tell you what that means, and fundamentally, depending on what's going on, it's conjunction your North Node, it's Virgo, life is going to get more real for you. You're going to break free from a facade in some way, whatever that means. You have to also understand Saturn is opposite to that right now. If you're talking about everything that goes with that, Saturn. Lilith in Gemini. You was raised fucked up, like me. I have Lilith in Gemini. There's a lot of stuff that happens with Lilith in Gemini, but really it just means that, you know, you was raised without principles in certain senses. You was taught a lot of fucked up shit, or you learned a lot of fucked up shit from your environment. You might have stole a lot. You might have manipulated a lot. You might have been really promiscuous. You might have been a liar. Like, there's a lot of stuff. You could be all of that shit. I know I was at some point in my life. All of it just comes from not having any fucking morals. Being the type of person who really didn't have any morals at some point. Y'all trying to keep me here, I'm finna go too. Yeah, you know you ain't got no morals. It starts in your mind though, it's your mindset. I have Lilith in Gemini, it's alright, in my 8th house too. So you know I'm a fool. A fool. Cherie, Mars in Gemini. Close. Oh, I forgot you were outside. You good?
Yeah.
I forgot my baby was outside. Y'all don't let me forget my son again.
She's really bad.
Did he use the restroom?
Yeah.
He didn't poop though, huh?
Because he's really super bad.
So they don't give you an excuse to always come in. I was in JuMpIn, but you know, you always have an excuse of why you didn't let him use the restroom. Better stop making excuses and live life the right way, boy. There ain't always an excuse. How do I know? Because I know. That's what I'm paid to do. I'm the best. But also because I know. Intuition and experience. That's where new knowledge is developed from. Baby, you need to go back outside? He didn't let you use it. Come here. Come here, Chief. Come here. What's wrong with his nose? Junior! Hold on. Sorry. Come here. What's wrong with his nose? Why is his nose running like that? What did you do to him out there?
Nothing.
And why is he still by the door? He still needs to use the restroom. Take him out.
Sir.
He ain't being bad. You can control him.
Sir.
That TV, that phone, it'll wait in a minute.
Sir.
That is a member of our family. You can't do him like that. You don't want to be helped from you going to the restroom when you want to use the restroom, right?
Sir.
Okay, well, show him some love and compassion. Look how he's acting by the door. He still needs to use the restroom. That phone can wait. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. I'm daddy like that. I can talk to you like that too. I don't know how many times somebody's told me, bro, that was so condescending and you don't even see it. I'm like, yeah. So, we for real got 10 more minutes and then we gone. So let's get it out of your system. Anything you need to get out of your system right now. That camera the quality is excellent on that, isn't it? I'm really digging that. I'm tired of looking at this gap in my mouth though, so I'm probably gonna come with my grill here soon. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna be able to go get new teeth yet, but I definitely can come straight up. Take it back to the 99 and the 2000s. You did. Might have to. The 99 and the 2000s. You heard? Capricorn moon trying towards Saturn. You already know what that means. You're achievement oriented, and what you want to achieve is a bag. And you don't like, you know, you're not great dealing with people, so you find security and status with money. Like, you stack up your bread, you get money. You find refuge in that bag. It's like, hey, as long as you got that bag, motherfucker can't reject you, motherfucker can't turn you down, motherfucker can't treat you some type of way, they can't disrespect you. No, as long as you got it, and you've always felt like that, as long as you got the money, you be all right. But, I mean, the sad thing is, that's true. I was almost saying that's not right spiritually. And it's not right spiritually, but it's true. Can I hold something? Yeah. No, I don't need to hold anything. I'm doing pretty good. Speaking of which, I will not be here tomorrow. Probably at all. I have readings to do all day tomorrow. I'm booked. So we will not have a teachable moment tomorrow. I will be here Friday, of course, after I get done with the reading that I have to do on Friday, or before the reading. I think my reading is in the afternoon on Friday, my session. So that. And I don't know if you have to make payments throughout the month, whatever y'all have to do. If you're already deposited on the apprenticeship, remember, there's no refund on the deposit. So make sure you get that paid off for yourself before we get done. I mean, before we get started, which that will be the first week of December. So before December 1st, whether it's a lump sum or you want to pay small payments between them, make sure you get your sum caught up by then for your own self. Because we ain't starting until you get it all caught up. And I'm planning on starting. We have a whole waiting list of clients now, which that's a beautiful thing. Despar, yes, I still do readings. Where you been, Despar? You need to shoot at me right now. You know you fam, bro. Send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. The books are full, but I can fit you in. We just getting it good. We good. Now, Mars in the 10th. Is that the same as midheaven in Aries? No. Not at all. The midheaven is the cusp of the 10th house, but it's not the 10th house. The midheaven is an angle. It's a perspective. I don't know. Who lives in Colorado? Does anybody here live in Colorado? So they can answer that? I damn sure don't know if they are. I wouldn't know. I know they are in Washington and Oregon and those places, but it's not legal, it's decriminalized. Well, they might be legal in those places because you might can actually go to the dispensary in some of those places. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, big ticket. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, my bro. Is it shroom season? I mean, I ain't fucked around. Last time I had shrooms, that's when all this fucking hell shit started. The shroom said, go to the doctor. I should have listened in. I swear to God. Last time I had that shroom trip about 6 months ago exactly, the shroom said, go to the motherfucking doctor. I had other revelations, but the trip got fucked up. But the main spiritual, whatchamacallit I got, was go to the doctor. It's not my favorite feeling. It's an alright feeling, but it's not my favorite feeling. Ecstasy, back in the day, ecstasy. Them Blue Dolphins, them Supermans from like 2000 to 2004, 2006. Between 2007 and 1998, there was this time where those ecstasies, I'm not talking about Molly's like now, that's too much, where those ecstasies, them was real fucking crazy, bro. Them triple stacks, them double stacks, where that shit went crazy for a little bit. Where you didn't have to worry about dying from every single fucking pill you fucking took. We used to, be. That was a whole different vibe. But we're not talking about drugs. We're in recovery right now. If I took a pill like that, it'd probably fucking destroy my motherfucking digestive system. I can't imagine that. Just thinking of that fucking scares the shit out of me. I ain't tried crystal. I've tried crystal stuff, but I can't fuck with the crystal. I was gonna say I haven't tried no crystal. Yeah, that was my drug of choice. No, I ain't doing nothing crystal, nothing. Fuck that. I want to go to sleep. No, fuck that. I'm not having flashbacks. That's just not something, you know, that stuff, man. It's the devil. All bullshit aside, methamphetamines is the fucking devil. Fentanyl is worse. This fentanyl is worse. But that motherfucking shit is demonistic for real. There was this book when I was in prison that used to go around called Methamphetamines and Sorcery. And that shit was crazy. To read that and really like, man, what the fuck? I see the rationality behind people using it sometimes because I thought as an addict that was cool, but the way that, how nasty it is, not even just what stuff it does to your body because you're not sleeping. Really, you do it to your body by not sleeping. The methamphetamine is not really doing anything to your body. You are not sleeping and not eating. You are not brushing. Your mouth is too dry, so your teeth are eroding. Your face is too oily because you're staying up. You're not washing it. You're not healing the way that your skin and your body should be healing. Like when you go to sleep, that's when you heal. When you go to sleep, that's when your body heals. So you're not allowing yourself time to heal at all on anything. So you're constantly aging. There's no stopping of the aging process. There's your body's consistently going overtime. So no wonder you look old in a bitch because you done pushed yourself that hard, that fast for that long. But it's you, you know, it's you that's doing that. It's your mind on the shit. You can eat on it, you just don't. Eating on it is not going to take your high away you think it is. Sleeping on it is not going to help. If you went to sleep, you feel better when you got up and got high. But you don't think that shit because the demon, that sorcery, that demon that gets inside of you gets fucked with, just gets you there. And then it takes you to that place. And then there's also like, without getting too far into it, with me, that shit was tied to pornography and sex. So my addiction was specifically tied to that. So when I'm not on that drug, I'm usually I'm a pretty good dude. But if I get on that shit, like that shit, I become a very sexually deviant. Like I think I start watching pornography, and at first it'll be simple, just me getting into it, and it turned me on. But then it's gonna get, the pornography is gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse. And when I say worse, it's not me watching it more, which is gonna happen also, but it's also I'm gonna get farther and farther out there into the shit that I'm looking up and getting into, tweaking into where your mind is really in some sick places that is fucked up and disrespectful to you and your energy. And then that's why people are right on those drugs do some really fucked up shit. And so me understanding that, I could never disrespect myself like that by even, playing about that shit. That shit there is that fucking methamphetamine is fucked up. And I like the way I feel on it. But I'm ashamed of it, so. My problem is with drugs with me, before we go, is I like being high. I'm a Pisces moon in the 5th house. I thoroughly enjoy it. But I've had to, if I want to live, this was crazy. I could smoke marijuana, which is something natural, but I've learned over the past year that if I want to live, I got to do something else. If I want to live, I got to do something else. I have to find other things I enjoy. Helping people, being creative, I've learned that. But, I mean, when it boils down to it, some people do it they want to work. Some people want to be able to be more efficient. Some people want to be able to do this. Some people want to be... No, I like being high. I like the way it feels. I like having sex on drugs. I like doing that shit. And so for me, I had to find different things. That's the 5th house. Like Saturn being in my 5th house in Pisces is funny as I've been through over this. Like I have to find different things. Because I had never dealt with my addiction or the feelings of why I had addiction or the reason why it's there. I just wasn't around it. If anytime I wasn't on drugs back then, it's because I wasn't around it. Even for the years I was sober, even when this channel first started, like it's because I wasn't around it. But that last year when I had to go back to my hometown for a little bit, I had to face that addiction again and realize that's not for me. That's not who I am anymore. So I had to, over this past year, I've had to find different things I enjoy. And I have. But that shit right there that shit is a fucked up process, man. Tears apart relationships, families, everything. So we're finna go. I love y'all. I appreciate your love and support. I will be back on Friday at some point. I don't know if it'll be in the morning or the evening. If it's in the morning, it'll be very early in the morning. So we can do a top 5 and get out of here so I can do my reading. If it's in the afternoon or the evening, it'll be later in the evening because I have a reading in mid-afternoon. Everybody that made an order, I'm about to address your orders right now. Send out your confirmation. I will put you on my schedule. We'll have it all the way started. You'll be in line. For the people that are apprenticeship, like I said, I don't know how you want it. Set up your payment system. I don't care how you do it. Just make sure you get it all taken care of by the 1st of December. For the people that I'm putting on the waiting list, I have started a waiting list for apprenticeship. I am so grateful. I'm glad that everybody understands the price. Everybody's to go on that. Once I decide that I'm willing to accept more apprentices, which won't be anytime soon because I have to really dedicate the time to these apprentices so they can get the full experience, we will get there. Shit, I'm so thankful for everything that's blossoming right now. All right. it don't mean that life isn't gonna get hard again. It means that we're gonna process it in a healthy way. Thank y'all so much for everything. I'll talk to y'all later.